Welcome to GT Productions. This is Grant Reed from GT Productions. Oh, great. Welcome to GT Productions. This is your homeboy Grant Reed, the official editor for GT Productions. So, to clarify a few things, the white noise in the background might be a little bit more than usual because I have a fan on inside a hot car. So, and super simple, left click, a regular primary click is blue, as you could see in that last thing, and then right click is red. Super simple. And then when I scroll, it just has these little arrow thingy bobs and all that stuff. I cannot see it, but then all you guys can. And if I multi-click, it will come up with like these number thingies, so I'll just show you real quick. I am pretty sure I'm clicking about, what, 12 right there? I don't know, but it's a little text that comes right next to the mouse. So let's get started. So in the very beginning of the video, we had it fade from white to this glorious shot on the pond. Super easy, super effective, looks really good. So for this first shot, all we did was we have it over the pond, looks really nice. All we do is go forward, and on the beat, it goes right and there, and then a glorious shot looking down at the field. And then on that last beat, it goes this wonderful panning net shot. So let's look a little bit deeper. So all we have is the first one. It just got a nice little thing-mo-bob. And start over. And so this very beginning is super simple. All we do is we have this little... all we have is it fade from white to this wonderful thing. Okay. So to achieve this wonderful colorization, because when I first started, as you've probably seen in the video of before and after with no effects, and you don't know that this is what it looks like, it just has a regular picture, that the pond was gray, and the grass was pretty green, and the sky was gray because of pollution, and it looked really ugly. As you can see, this is a really gray, and it looks all nasty, and well, that's what the pond looks like in real life. The sky is not too shabby, but it's a little gray because of all the pollution, and the green is pretty nice, especially these little trees and all that stuff. So super simple. All I did was, as you can see, the before and after. Oh, that looks like an ocean. Whew! And then it spruces up a little bit of the sky, but it looks really nice. So to achieve this wonderful look, all we did was we went to color correction, as you can see, right this little spot right here. Then we dragged and dropped it onto this little thing, and it comes up, and it's going to be exact same. And so all we do is we go to view mask, we select it, and we add color mask. And once you hit add color mask on that little thing, it comes with this little dropper. Super easy, super simple. You drag and drop, and whatever is highlighted is what you are going to change color of. I thought this was the most effective because it gets the water and a little bit of mountains that kind of spruces up the sky a tad, and it gets all the edges of the water and all that good stuff. I will hit Command Z to undo what I just did. As you can see, I missed a little bit on the last one, but it's alright. And what I did for the colorization is I went, as you can see, it came up with this nice little window, and I hit this little color board little wheel. It comes up with all these wonderful things. Now this, I kind of put up to blue to have a little highlights and all that, and then this one I had even, that one I brought up to the little like cyan kind of color. It brings out the lighter color. And then for the saturation, I just boosted up the middle one just a touch, and then darkened it a little so we get that nice dark oceany look. It looks fantastic. For the other ones, super simple. The grass, all I did was I put up the saturation just a tad so we can spruce up those trees and a little bit of the green with the cross and all that stuff. Then for the blue, we had super simple colorization. We had saturation the exact same, and we just had it blue because we wanted it to look really good. Kind of blend in with the blue down here, just a little bit lighter because it is the sky and it's not going to be a sea blue. So to help the viewer out, what I did is it's super simple to cut on beat. We had the first two, just skip it to see this wonderful shot. we had this wonderful shot. I just wanted to have it last a little bit longer because the pond looks magnificent, because I had to make it look fake. And so right on the beat, it switches. Now, to help the viewer see that it is still the same shot, just moved forward, what I did is I have established these two trees in the cross. Two trees in the cross. And once you skip forward, you see that two trees and a bigger cross and the road. The road helps you a little bit, but mainly the cross and the two trees. And then as you skip forward, you just keep going forward. As you can see, it goes forward. And one thing I had to do is cut out the little blade just to not make it cheap with the little blade. Then super easy. All I did was, you can see the cross, the mountain, and all that good stuff. You just cut it forward so it's closer to the cross. And then in this shot, it just has the slightest of turn that establishes that we are turning. And then we cut to the next one. So this shot just ended with a turn. And then the beginning of this shot has the slightest of turn, as you can see, the slightest of turn, to realize that we finished the turn, and now we're coming across the baseball field, and we come right above it, and we have this glorious shot that stays right on frame of the camera going down on the circle of players. This was a kids camp that luckily looked really good because they all kind of look uniform and they're around the mound, and then there's people in the middle. It looks really good. I got really lucky that this turned out this way. One thing I forgot to mention is, One thing I forgot to mention is the colorization that I did on these. Super simple, it's just green, and I actually had a color correction for, the street, a little bit of gray once it does load, a little bit of gray for the road to make it pop kind of a blacker kind of color. It looked really, really nice. It just spruces it up a little bit. There it is, the gray. Just kind of spruces up the road and all that good stuff. I liked it when it... One thing that I forgot to mention is that I did color correction all of these. I did the road, as you can see right here. It kind of spruces up, instead of it being gray, kind of like a darker texture, and it really makes the yellow pop to establish that it's a nice looking road. With the green, I kind of just colorized it in the sky, obviously, because we don't want to see none of that pollution. This one, same thing, green, sky, a little bit of the road, but it's alright. Then for this one, since we now have orange established, then I color corrected that to make it a lot better. That's after, and this is before. Look how yucky that looks. That looks really bad, so I had to fix it. I just did my little dropper, basic little thing. I just selected it, and like that, boom, that's exactly what it looks like. And then it just spruces it up a little bit, make it look like a baseball field. Looks really nice. I just hit Command Z to undo what I did, just in case, because how I had it looked really good. Then this one, I spruced up the field. Same with this one. There wasn't much of a difference, but it just looks a little more alive. And so right on the beat, we have it switch to this wonderful fence gliding shot. Just right on beat to establish that we are no longer on the drone shot. We are making cinematic, wonderful shots. Then right on the beat once again, as you will hear in a second, right on the base hit, we have this glorious shot of the baseball that was made by Travis. It comes up and around, and it looks fantastic. This one I did a little bit of colorization, as you will see. It is really white, and the baseballs are like kind of blown out a little bit in the shadows, and yeah. So I did a little color correction to make the blue a little bit darker, and the baseball's not as bright. And so basically all I did was a standard colorization. I didn't make any mask or anything like that. I just had it on the entire thing. When we go to this little pinwheel, I didn't do any coloring. All I did was exposure. All I did was make it a little bit down, and from that just exposure, it makes it look a lot more cinematic. And that's basically our entire job, is to make it look cinematic, look good, and make the baseball players look really good. That's our only job. And so for this next shot, we had this glorious shot of it coming down to as iron sharpens iron, so as one man sharpens another. Proverbs 27:17. This was a fantastic shot made by Travis. It looked amazing, and actually the speed that I had to slow this down for is at 18%. That is really, really slow. And this was only filmed at 60 frames. And then this one had to go even slower to make it a little bit longer. This one is only 18. Psych, I lied to you. It's only 18, but I had to slow it down a lot. It has optical flow on it to to make it look better. It just makes it look a lot better and a lot smoother. This is not all jaggedy and looks really good. Moving on, all we have is this basic bench shot. It just goes across the bench, and then it's slow motion, about, I want to say 60 frames. Let me check. Yeah, 60 frames. And it's just slowed down, about half speed. And then we go to this glorious shot of it going around the bats, and then we have Taylor York, which is that baseball player who you will see many times within the video, which I tried to fix, but, well, we just had a lot of footage of him, and so we had it. We had this glorious shot. Slow motion, that is 120 frames, 120. Shot from an Osmo 1080p, looks really good. Now the rest of this shot we won't see until he catches, what's his name? Alex catches the ball, and then we have the rest of the shot going up from the bats to him clapping. It just establishes that was a good play, because it was. Even though it took me like 10 tries to film because I was an idiot. So, from this baseball bat coming on down, we then have it go right on the beat, that little tss, we have it go to the base to establish just a quick shot of the home plate that, in fact, this Luke Scranton is at the base, even though batters, typically at the base, typically, always, just established that he is at the home plate. He swings his bat right on the beat, Oh, that's what this little marker is. That is to signify that little bump is a beat, which I need to hit with him swinging the bat, as you can see. Then a little bit past the beat, we have it switched to the classic pitcher. What do you call waddling the ball? Waddle. Waddling the ball. And so then we have a quick shot of that. It was a little quick, but you can see the batter in the background with the ball. It was pretty good, super quick, but hopefully that you got that was the pitcher. Then we go to this glorious shot that is slowed down by just a tad, like barely anything. Just so you can gander across this wonderful shot. It just goes down, and you have the classic baseball, like dig in or whatever. All the baseball players that said that it was really stupid, but it just helps the film. Then right on the beat, we have go to the pitcher, who's gonna pitch to the batter. Really good. I had to slow it down quite a bit, and as you can see, his arm kind of morphs into like 3 arms at once. I had to slow this down. This was shot at 120 frames. I know it may be a lot in the points of camera-wise, because most cameras only have 60, but I had to slow this down quite a bit. This is a little bit less. I'm not quite sure exactly. I had to slow this down quite a bit. 43%. It's a good amount, but it would be really choppy. But again, I put on optical flow, as you can see. Looks really good. If you're not looking too detailed, just slow it down, and then right on the beat. Ooh, right on that base, he hits the ball. Ooh. It looks really good. We have this glorious shot of the pitch coming in, and slow motion of him boom, hitting it, and then to transition from him hitting it to an outfielder on the same team, we have him, and as you can see, we've done this over and over because that's where he stood, and he went up, and caught the ball. I know it was kind of hard to see, but the ball is right there. Oh, yeah, right there. Then it goes out of frame. It's really hard to see. There's the ball. That's like the only point that you can see it, but it's okay. We have the ball. It was a little hard to see, but it's okay because we all got what he was doing. But then after that, we can clearly see that he throws it back. Then to show off the skill, but not when we really want all the good stuff to happen right as the beat drops, which is over here. So I wanted to have just some of the stuff that kind of flows together. Like, as soon as you hit the ball, it kind of goes out in the outfield, so it makes sense that he would get it here. And then to not really waste time, but I didn't want to have all the good plays at one point especially when the beat doesn't drop. So we had this shot of York Dog, or Taylor York, clapping, because that was a good play. I just want to emphasize that was a good play, and the players think it was. Then we had this shot of him just throwing it real quick over, just to fill up the time kind of thing. And then we have this amazing shot of them going up, and then it speeds up. Then we have this glorious shot. His swing, Taylor York, again, he's going to be in this video quite a few times, had this really good shot of him hitting the ball. It was like a perfect swing. Now, some of the baseball players said that it was clearly visible that it could be lobbed, but it's okay, because I don't know anything of it. Then right on the beat, it drops. Beautiful. Then it fades in with this nice little fader kind of thing right here. It's just a regular fade. Ooh. And then right on each little beat, each little spike is a beat. It has a black. Now for this I originally had completely black, but what I found out is that it's better at 84 about opacity. Best was at 84 opacity, which looked pretty good. If it was a little bit less, then it would like kind of give you a seizure kind of thing. But if it was completely black, it would kind of disorient you. So you really want to help your viewer. And so you can still see through the black a little bit of what's happening. It just helps the viewer to see where in time and space are you looking at. And then right on the beat, it speeds up and he hits the bag, getting the player out. Which, by the way, was just another Linfield baseball player who's just wearing a regular t-shirt. I'm pretty sure that was Luke Scranton, the original person at bat. And then we have it on the beat. Then we have Taylor York once again, who's the pitcher. We have a throw out at first because the runner is trying to lead off and all that good stuff. And then we have him slow-mo. I did do a mistake of having it go too long for when it's slow motion. Here, I'll have you watch it. It was just a little long. Just a little long. My main point is to make it kind of fast and not drag on, because hype videos aren't really supposed to be that long. They're just supposed to be quick, super cool, super quick, and easy for the viewer to establish what they are watching. So this next shot, it was just a shot of him running around the base. This was shot on the Osmo, as you can see, because it was super smooth while I was moving. This shot was just to establish that somebody is running around the bases. Somebody is running around the bases. And sadly, we do not see his face, but we can see the runner. This shot was supposed to be him running around third, and then coming in for home base. This is Connor Kosteka. Beautiful slide. Slow motion. 120 frames. Had to slow it down a little bit with optical flow. Beautiful shot. Hopefully the viewer realized that that was him running around the third, and he's now coming for the home base to get a touch, for a home run. And as you can see, this might have not been as clear, but his hand clearly touches the base before his glove touches him, because at this point or whenever in time, that's when he touches, but he's already touched it, so it was a little bit hard, but it's okay, because we all know that he was safe. So super slow-mo, and then right on that, he speeds up and gets up. It looks pretty good. Right there, yeah. And then we had another glorious hit by the catcher, Austin Willis, who got a nice dinger to potentially have another shot in the field. This wonderful shot of Tyler Baca, who catches it in midair. We had to do this shot a few times because just getting this wonderful shot just took a few times. Now, as you might have heard, is that right as soon as he slows down, the music kind of dwindles, and then right as soon as he speeds up, the music goes brrr. So that was a little touch, or a little detail that I like to add. It's just the musical cues. Just right there, as you can see. Then it cuts to, once again, Taylor York. Then we have this GoPro shot, which I am quite sad that we didn't use as many GoPro shots, but thankfully Travis grabbed my my knockoff GoPro and got this wonderful shot. As you can see, the white The white balance is really off because it's really blue, or really wintry if you're gonna do temperature. Really cool, that's what it's called. And then we have Taylor York. He pitches it with no batter, still hits it. Then they throw it to second base and gets him out. It was a little bit dragged on, but at this point I didn't have much footage to work with, which is why I had so many Yorks. And then as you can see, he just got out. And then this shot of Luke Scranton was to show off the wonderful shot of the number to the back to the player looking and the cross. Ooh. Then right on the beat, it switches right to Austin Willis, who catches a fastball, and then he stands up. He looks really good taking off his helmet, looking at the other players. Oh, then at this point, it gets half speed, 50%, 60 frames, 50%. Then it slows down, right there, right on the beat too. And they all come together for a wonderful shot. And I don't know why they kept yelling yeet or whatever they said. And then it fades to white because all good things end in white. Then it goes to Linfield baseball. Special thanks to Carson, Scranton Photography for those drone shots. Then GTProductions, you homeboys. All this is super easy, super effective. To fade to white, all I did was super easy custom. You go into this, then you scroll down just a tad to custom. You drag and drop, then once you go to custom, you just go to generator, super easy, go to color, then you select a color. For me, it would be white over here. Any of these are pretty much the same, but then you go to white, and you go back to video, and then, yeah. Alright, real quick, let's talk about music real quick. Finding music is one of the main parts I have to do in the very beginning. Without music, I can't plan the shots. And without planning the shots, I don't gotta film. So basically, what we went through many songs. One of them was like, we went through a lot of trap music and all that stuff. But Travis Lau found the music really good. Really, I like it a lot. It's like a basic or a classic baseball hype. I personally like the epic kind of ones, like what I do with soccer. But this one was a really good one. And so the music, super simple. It was just Valesco, whatever, Cloud9. Cal Vesco is the artist, and then Cloud9 is the name of the song. Super easy, lots of beats that I can hit, so many. And it's got these little dip downs, super easy, lots of shots I can plan for that. Then it hits it back up. And then one thing I really wanted for this music is to have the drums. It goes doo 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 doo. I really wanted these like black screen kind of things because they look really nice and a little cinematic. So then we go through, and then I wanted a really good bass drop that didn't have a lot of techno and dubstep and all that stuff. And as you can see, there's a little splice here where you're like, hey, why is there a splice there if this is the song? Well, this song kept going on and on and on, and I had to get it under 2 minutes. Not only because Marla gets mad if it's longer than 2 minutes, but making a hype video of planned shots for stuff, especially baseball, is pretty hard. So I had to shorten down the music, and this cut it down by like, I want to say 20 seconds. It looks really nice, and you can't even hear the difference. Here, listen. Look, you didn't even hear it. Here. This is what it looks like. Oh, you didn't even hear a thing, and yet it's 20 seconds difference from here, and this would go on for 20 seconds, and then it would come up with this, and I just spliced it together. It took me a few tries to get this on point, because one little thing and it doesn't look right, so yeah. And then this very last beat, I had to do some voodoo magic. I had this last beat that goes, and then it just cuts. So what I did is I put some audio effects I had to make this a compound clip with some emptiness, so then it can continue on. Because as soon as the audio file ends, the effects end. So for this one, we did large room, and then also we did stereo delay. I tried delayed designer and it didn't work out too well, so I messed it a lot with the stereo delay and all that stuff. And then large room, I messed with before in the soccer video, and medium room and all that. So let me just have you guys listen to what it would sound like without it. It would be basically the same exact thing as before. And then we will have just one, because I am all into audio, because audio is very important. That didn't sound as nice. It kind of sounded a little weird. So then I added some stereo stuff. Then it sounds a lot better. Just a little tweaks like that makes it really hard to manage your time, because you want it to be really good, but then you want it to sound great and look great. So I just had a lot of tweaking to do. Throughout this entire video, there was tons and tons of color corrections I had to do. Even for this, I tried a few things. I tried to get the dirt to look a little bit nice. I wanted the background not to look so dirty, but get what you get. This I did a little color correction to make the ground pop, and this dirt on the blue and the blue pop. So there's just lots of stuff. This one I made the blue pop and then dark blue. The base I just made, basically the dirt is the thing that needed to be popped, because it looked really gray. Sadly, when we filmed, it was a little bit rainy, and during some of these shots it was actually raining in the shot, but thankfully you couldn't tell. This one was really nice. A lot of color correction for this one. The grass was actually dead, like really bad. That does not look good. And then this little tiny spruce up just makes it a little bit better. I went back and forth of what colorization. One thing I learned from the music video of Great As He is that too much colorization looks cheap. The video looked pretty nice. The colorization, I had to go back and forth once again. The first time I tried it, I didn't have fresh eyes, and I just kept amping up the colorization. It did not look good. It looked really like the grass would bleed onto the dirt. It did not look good. The colorization just for the dirt and the grass in the background. And the sky, I didn't really do much. This one, just the green and then the dirt. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I had to do some sprucing up for the dirt, right? Yep. I just made it a little bit darker, a little, I think. Yeah. And then once again for this shot, just a little bit of the blue. Just wanted to make it pop. This one, I had to really spruce up the grass because it did not look good. That does no. Bleh, bleh, it makes me want to puke. Bleh. There, much better. That field actually looks alive. And then we have that shot. And then this one, I had to spruce up the grass once again because it seems like this inner area, the infield, seems to be a lot more dead. So I had to spruce up the dirt that you saw. It didn't have much of a change. The sky I had to change because it was just like grayish white. It's smog. There's so much smog. And then for this one, for the grass, I didn't really have a dropper thingamabob. I just had saturation and also brightness because it was really dark apparently, and all that good stuff. Moving on, so for this, I wanted to do, throughout this video I did a lot of normal, then slow down, then speed up kind of thing. And so right as the first thing hits, it kind of slows down, and as it goes through, it just has these like black things. It looks really nice. Really, it took me a little bit to get a hang of these little black things, because if you're off by a little bit, then it looks really weird and doesn't look like it goes with the actual notes or whatever. So then I slowed it down, and right as soon as the bass comes in, boom, it goes super fast. Hitting the bass, I had to really time that. And with music videos and all that stuff, music when you move one thing all the way down here, it moves everything. So you really gotta plan out your shots in the very beginning, because if you move one thing, then you gotta plan it back out. And then a really good tool is P on your keyboard, which is also position. And one thing you can do is if you really have to plan out stuff, then you can just take it and it fills it with gap. So then you can take this and then you kind of expand it over or whatever. I'm hitting Command Z to undo that. Then you can press A on your keyboard to go back to regular cursor. As you can see, all these little things are very helpful. One of the main tools I did was Command B, which splices it, like without having normal B on the keyboard for blade, and then clicking. No, that doesn't work. So what I'd like to do is A. I just clicked A for regular. Is I just go to wherever I want. Then I just hit real quick Command B, and it just splices it. Then I hit Command B once it does load. It's super quick, super effective, and you can cut multiple things. All you have to do is select it. Oh wait. All you have to do is select the things you want to do, Command B, and it cuts both of them. As you can see, super effective, super easy, and then also whatever you spliced in the back, you can just quickly delete, like so. Super easy, super fast. I like to do it because it's super fast and effective. So right now I'm hitting Command Z to undo all my little splice thingy-mobobs, because last thing I want to do is mess up this, even though I can easily just go back to everything. Now, to see your entire timeline, Shift Z on the keyboard, Shift Z, and you see your entire timeline. Super easy, super effective, all that good stuff. For this last shot, I am very proud of this. This was shot on the Osmo. Looks very nice, very, very nice. Basically, we had Kevin, the pitcher, not Taylor York, but Kevin, the one who pitches in the very beginning. I know you didn't see much of him, but Kevin, wherever he is, this is Kevin right here. I know you don't see him much, but then you see his arm going all wacko. There's Kevin. He is pitching to Austin Willis, who's the catcher. Then we have this glorious shot of him taking off his mask. I really wanted him taking off this mask because it symbolizes like the game's over. And then what I did not expect is he's really good at like acting. What? Is he like in the dig or something? Man, look at that beautiful. That's like $1 million smile right there. And then he brings up his arms and he looks the other side. Oh man. Look how good. And then they all are smiling. They come together. And what I really like is how he has dirt and then everything. You just got to work with what you have, especially when you have great people like this. They didn't complain one bit. They always knew that even if they did their job right, we still had our job to do. So we might have messed up like Alex Ruiz found out when he caught that home run ball over the fence. That took us quite a few times. And then they all come together. And they all are fantastic. One thing that I actually had to do is I had to move up this frame. Click this to see the outline, because Connor Kostecka, I'll play it a little bit. Connor Kostecka, his head's right there. Hold on, let me Command Z to have it take up the entire screen. Connor Kostecka's head comes up. I don't want that. I want your head to stay down. At the last moment, you could see his head go up. I didn't want that because then it looked weird, so I had to zoom in a little bit. And then, if you couldn't tell, I had to start zooming out because I really wanted to see all the clouds. Right there, you can see this little marker thing. It's kind of zooming out, kind of thing. I just wanted to see a lot of the clouds as it fades to white. So that's just one thing that I had to do. And then, as you can see, I had to cut out quite a bit, zoom in a little bit, make it come down. I had a few keyframes, as you can see, and all that magic voodoo stuff. And yeah, hopefully I put a lot of funny stuff in here. If I had a dream job, first of all, it would be editing, and also it would be making videos for those video game players who just put in a whole bunch of random moments. Oh, that is the best. Like, literally, that to me is a dream job. All I want to do is that. Having the random, like, memes pop up and, oh, man. And then, like, the music cues and, oh. Woo, that is exactly what I want to do. But, you know, kind of stuck with the Linfield advertisement. But it's okay. So that is all from GT Productions. Support your Linfield Christian baseball. Come out and support them. Their season is just now starting. Special thanks to Carson, Scranton Photography for these wonderful drone shots. We actually had to film these quite a few times, but I thank him for that. And special thanks from your homeboys, GT Productions. We thank you for watching this, and goodbye.